Welcome, one and all, Overrated Review. Do you like card games? Do you like deck builders? And do you like poker? Well then, do I have the game for you. Balatro, or Balatro, you can call it either way, is a video game that's come out this year. It has taken the indie scene by storm. Everybody is trying it out, they're loving it, and I am one of those people, I cannot lie. Balatro is the most addicting card game I have played since Slay the Spire came out in 2019. In Balatro, you basically play poker. If you've ever played 5-Card Stud or Texas Hold'em or any of the very numerous different types of poker games out there, you'll feel right at home. You know, you try to make flushes and straights, 2-pair, maybe you'll get lucky and make a 4 of a kind or even a 5 of a kind. Yes, it's possible in this game, but all the same, you have to make poker hands, and depending on how well your poker hands are, you get points. And then as you play through, you have to try to beat the ante, which is basically the boss fights, and you have to go through 8 antes to beat the quote-unquote deck. If you are successful in beating a deck, you'll get more decks and more rewards and more opportunities to prove your value, because you see, it's not just poker you're playing. You're playing poker times 2. You're playing poker on cocaine, man. I mean, this is insane. The amount of different builds that I've seen people come up with, my wife included, is off the rails, because you see, every single time you go through the small blind, the big blind, and then the ante, the score required to progress, it gets higher and higher and higher, and the way you get more and more points is by getting these things called jokers, or these specialized cards, or the tarot cards, which do various effects for the cards that you have, or even the planetary cards, which will increase your multiplier for getting certain hands like 2-pair and flush and straight flush, and you start to get the point. It's not just poker, you're basically strengthening up your deck. You're trying to make the best deck possible, and the key factor is in fact the jokers, hence why the game's called Balatro, because that's a Latin and Italian phrase for jester back in the day. You want to build up these jokers to the best of your abilities and really try to figure out and analyze what it is you need. And just like in every other deck builder, there is a shop that you can use where you can collect vouchers that give you nice little perks and whatnot. There's joker cards that you can buy. You can buy celestial packs that give you the planetary cards. I mean, there is so much depth for such a simple concept. It is mind-boggling just how many different combinations I can come up with and how many different ideas I have for my next run. I've been playing this game on and off throughout this entire year, and I have not yet gotten bored of it. It is so dang fun. As a matter of fact, my wife has been playing it, and I'll just sit down there and watch her do her runs, and we'll just talk strategies. That's it. We'll just talk strategies. We'll discuss the jokers that she's using. We'll be talking about how she's creating these 5-of-a-kind hands and how she's able to do that, and go through all the different decks. And there are a lot of different decks for you to overcome. And even if you overcome those decks, they'll give you even more challenging obstacles to overcome within those decks if you want. There's so much to do, and it's just, it's good, man. It's good. I'm running out of breath. I will say, if there's anything I could even possibly complain about the game, isn't so much the lack of details and depths and combinations and cards, because you got plenty of that. They even have a free update with themes from like The Witcher and whatnot that you can use. It's more of just the background stuff. I get the same music basically throughout the entire game. I don't think I've gotten any other updates to music. I would have liked a few varying different moments, like for example when I fight the boss fights in the ante, it's still playing the chill Balatro music. I would have just liked maybe a little bit more adrenaline rush coming up, especially when I hit endless mode, and that's what you get. If you can beat all 8 antes, you get to go to endless mode to really test how good your deck is, which mine's terrible, man. I think I can only get a couple million. Meanwhile, my wife's busting up 10, 15, 20 millions or whatnot. But you get the point. It's fun, and it's the small things that I can't really explain that I wish there were more of, from a little bit more background drops or to a little bit more music selection. Although I will say this right now, sometimes I'll just mute the game and I'll just put on my own songs that I want to hear from my music selections and just jam out, you know what I'm saying? Listening to Shantae music while playing Balatro, surprisingly good. And I'm just so impressed. I'm so impressed that this entire game was made from a single person who has so much more talent than I could ever wish to have, and just had this incredible idea to make poker stand out and be so much more than anything I would have ever imagined that it could be. Seriously, if you haven't had the opportunity to try Balatro, it is fun. It is just so much fun to just try and build these hands, get some kick-ass combinations, and just see how far you can take yourself. There are non-stop obstacles to overcome, so many fun challenges. The game can sometimes just screw you, which is perfect because sometimes you don't want it to be too easy, and I love it. I absolutely love Balatro. It's one of my favorite games that came out in 2024. It is an easy Game of the Year contender. On a scale from A to F, with A being the best and F being the worst, my letter grade for Balatro is an A-. And like I said, I don't think I did a very good job of wording my complaints. There really aren't a lot of complaints I can give this game, to be fair, but that's about where it's at, and it's just so stinking good. I love it, man, and I highly recommend it. Even if you're not a poker fan, I think you should give this game a try. It's just that good. This, my friends, concludes this overrated review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. And be sure to let me know what you thought of Balatro down in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I am Bradley Overrated, out like a trout. Now it's time to go play. Just one more hand. I swear I could stop. It's only 1:30 in the morning. Just one more hand, guys. I'll be done. I'm good after that, okay? Just one more hand. Take care.